Right, Prockie, let's do episode 5, mate.
Yep, 2022 has happened.
Yes.
Did you have a good Christmas?
It was nice and quiet, mate.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you couldn't go out because of COVID?
Well, sort of. We went out Christmas Day, went to the Orwell, had a nice bit of dinner.
Oh?
Yeah. I then got very drunk. I only know the amounts, not because I'm sad, but because I counted my times I used my card in the Orwell the next day, and I'd used it 9 times.
Okay.
So that's 9 pints.
Did you not buy Katie a drink?
Oh yeah, she's
in there somewhere.
Yeah, she's somewhere.
She's
yeah.
in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean.
So I had 9 pints, and then Boxing Day when I cleaned up the mess in the house afterwards, there was 9 empty cans.
Cans. So you had 9 pints and 9 cans.
Yeah.
I don't have cans at home.
I don't normally, but I've had them for about 6 months, so I thought they'd better go before they run out of date.
I had a bit of a touch. It was a slow burn with me over Christmas. On my last day, I bought some beers.
Yeah.
And that lasted me until Boxing Day when someone else got me some beers. And that managed to see me through Christmas. Just a bit of a slow burn, but some nice bottles of beer.
Well, that was it. I had them 9 pints and 9 cans, and then nothing again until New Year's Eve. I only had 2 cans.
Can you remember anything after leaving the Orwell?
Bits of it. I
Are you allowed back?
Oh yeah, no, it's fine in there. It's hitting that cold air afterwards, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you'd be no surprise I was the last one to leave the Orwell. Yeah. And then I done my usual annual Christmas Day FaceTime with my mate Watty.
Okay, good.
And don't remember much after that. And that was about 7 o'clock.
Right.
And then I just check what music on the app, what I played.
Is that what mood you're in?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, there's some stuff.
Gauge the mood by the
some Bob Dylan, some Eagles. You know, I didn't play all the old ones that remind me of my dead parents, so it couldn't have been that bad.
No. I remember once I woke up at home and I didn't know what had happened, so I retraced my steps.
Yeah.
By going to the first place I went to, which was the Falcon.
Yeah.
They told me in the Falcon that I went down to the seafront. And I found out that it was Dave Martin found me in a pile of bags of rubbish, or saw me get in with the bags of rubbish down the side of CJ's, and he put me in his taxi and took me home. And I can't remember any of it, and I owe him. And I found out that, do you remember Baldrick, the cross-dressing barman in the CJ's?
I'm aware of him, yes.
He did me a pint of mixed spirits for £1.
Right, yes, his fault then.
It is his fault.
Yeah.
What a dumb move. But of course, me for drinking it.
See, that shows the two comparisons. For
sensible and not sensible.
Well, no, for me to trace my steps, all I'd done was look at my phone and check my apps.
Oh, it's changed now.
You had to go back to the original start.
Yeah, I had to go on a little foot chase.
So, your episode of Columbo is far better than mine.
Yeah.
Because yours took an hour and a half, mine was like 30 seconds, job done. We're not Verso done.
But the best Dave Martin for getting me home.
I
said, weren't you worried I was going to make a mess in the taxi? He said, Prockie, someone had to get you home.
We, I think in the first episode, you brought up a series that we'll dip in and out of, Felixstowe Legends.
Yeah.
There's one for you.
I didn't really know him that well.
Didn't you know Dave?
I only knew him really when he used to do the door when I was young.
Yeah. And
he was a bit harsh. And I remember, and he was the man on the in-gates at the docks.
Yes. He, there's so much to talk about Dave Martin. I think we need a full episode on him. Yeah. The likes of Rog and Steve Bloomfield knew him well, and I'm friends on Facebook with his wife Cindy. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
The stories of Dave Martin will need a full episode, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've got a question.
Yeah.
Why is there no KFC in Felixstowe?
That's a question that a lot of people ask.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, you've asked it, so that's one.
That's one, yeah.
No, but other people have
on
Facebook gone on about that.
And Burger King. But I'm Burger King, fair enough. But why no KFC?
I know they like drive-ins.
Pardon?
I know they like drive-ins.
Who does? KFC?
KFC.
Right.
Any sort of new builds they like. There isn't many takeaways, just walk-in takeaways nowadays for KFCs. They like business parks and things like that. So we haven't really got that in Felixstowe.
But the McDonald's have pulled it off
perfectly.
So this is the thing that I heard like 25 years ago. You'll never get a KFC in Felixstowe because Wimpy have got a covenant when they opened their restaurant in town.
That's a great. Is it a myth or is it real?
I don't know, and it was like a long while ago.
It's fantastic to find out.
Okay.
But I think we never will. Like like the question is, what else do the Lions do? I don't think we'll ever know.
I don't know. I hope people have got involved.
But for me personally, I'm not fussed.
Well, we got Chicken George. Not Chicken George.
Because favourite chicken.
Favourite chicken.
For me, favourite chicken beats KFC.
That was said at work today.
Yeah.
But what's the gravy like?
It's fantastic.
Is it?
You know, with my gravy, I have to eat it as soon as I open it before it goes
because
cold.
Because of the thing.
We won't talk about that anymore, but...
What, the skin on top?
Don't. You'll get me going again, mate. And I'm trying to be professional. It's 2022.
So good gravy.
Yeah, fantastic gravy. And...
What are you trying to be professional for? Well, I know why.
Fair enough.
I know why. You've got some other podcasts on the go.
Oh yes, I have.
So there's a Dare to Think or something. What was it?
Dare to Talk.
Dare to Talk.
Yeah.
So what's that about?
Well, there's a young man called Sam Phillips.
Yep.
He has started a daily dip into the North Sea. Started last March.
Dare to Dip.
Dare to Dip.
Yeah.
Now he approached me and said that a couple of people had approached him about podcasts.
Yep.
But he'd heard my stuff and thought he wants to be with me.
Good. That's good.
Which is fantastic.
He didn't ask me.
I've got no answer to that, Prockie. None whatsoever, mate. But no, he asked me, and I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." So he came round the other night, and we done the first episode. It was just me and him chatting. Yep. Future episodes are going to feature people who have got ongoing issues, whether it's through alcohol, depression,
You said that
anxiety.
you wanted to do something like this about people's stories of humility and stuff in Felixstowe.
So, and it's going to, I think it's going to be a wider as well. So it's not just going to be Felixstowe. We're going to have a broader spectrum on it. And Dare to Talk, because it features nicely in with his Dare to Dip.
Yeah.
And Dare to Talk is, will people dare to talk about their issues? Yeah. Is it an issue? Is it wrong to label it an issue? Is it?
Well, that's what you'll probably... do you know what? You're going to learn so much doing it, aren't you?
And that's what I said to Sam the other night. I said, I'm one of the lucky ones who hasn't had many mental health issues in life.
Yeah.
So I may ask all the wrong questions, but I'll learn.
Yeah. And I think, but if someone who knows the subject is asking the questions, it's not as questionable, is it? You're gonna ask from the point of view of a listener. I've had counselling, but I don't think it was a mental health issue or anxiety or necessarily depression. More situational stuff, and it is powerful to talk.
It is. There was many years ago. We're talking 30+ years ago. I did have an incident. It was when I was living with my father, and things didn't work out well. Yeah. And there was issues, and I had a bit of a meltdown, and they popped me into St Clement's.
Your dad?
My family.
Oh, right.
Yep. And the doctor spoke to me. I've been there about 4 or 5 hours. Spoke to me and said, "Do I hear voices at night?"
Okay.
And I said, "Yes."
Right.
He said, "Can you describe them?" I said, "Well, I go to sleep with Radio 5 on."
It didn't go down well, did it?
Get out.
They don't like that sort of humour in places.
I don't, yes, I was overwhelmed about a situation, and I didn't react to it well.
Yeah.
And I was, and I wasn't coherent for a while, so it took me there. And then once I'd calmed down, the doctor, as I said, get out.
Yeah.
So
if you're saying things like that, you're all right.
Yeah. So no, we'll see how that goes, and I hope.
Good.
You know, I obviously want to increase my portfolio of podcasts.
Yeah.
So from a selfish point of view, I'll do it, but this one is more than selfishness. It's more than selfish.
I think it's
helping somebody.
You have got a connection, because that thing you wanted to do for charity next year.
Yes.
One of them was Anxiety UK.
It was, yeah. It was tying in with Sam and what he does.
Okay.
And so yes, there's an element of selfishness
I don't think it's selfish. I think it's a positive thing.
And but I think 70-80% of it is me wanting to help people.
Okay.
And
well, just want to be listened to.
Yeah.
All about you again, isn't it?
It is. Most of the time it is, mate. And 9 times out of 10, these all do turn around to me. And my ego loves it.
I know.
You tickle my ego and I'm smiling.
I think we should put a link in, so definitely on the YouTube when we publish this episode, we'll put a link at the bottom to the Dare to Talk and stuff.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, we've knocked the first one out now. And then, as I say, in a couple of weeks' time, we've got a gentleman who's I think Sam was telling me. See, he's not going to tell me too much about the person we're going to interview, so I can hear the story firsthand and react to it. And it's a gentleman who's had issues with alcohol and has been clean for 3 years. That's all I know.
Brilliant.
So from there, we're going to build on, and I can sit here in shock at their story and react immediately to it.
Cool.
Which I think will help people more.
I think that's great. Yeah.
So that's me. I'm hungry and I want a KFC.
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Should we have a little break?
Hello, mate. We're back again. I'm just going to pull you up one. I think you mentioned the Falcon an awful lot.
I was in there all the while because when I did the bus, it was parked at Bloomfields, and that's where I built it.
Yes.
And I was down there, and I live with Stevie Bloomfield as well. And
so the Falcon was your local. So maybe we keep mentioning them.
There was a few characters in there.
Yeah, as well. There was characters. There might have been advertising chance here for us boys.
Use one free food again.
Yeah. Apart from that, some of the characters, and one of the ones that used to get in there, used to get in the feathers as well. A guy called Chris Vincent, known locally as Vinny.
I don't think I know him.
I think if you saw him, you'd know who he is.
Okay.
The reason I mention it is because he takes to Facebook a lot and posts a lot of great pictures from Felixstowe.
Really?
Now, if you look just behind you, I've got several of the Felixstowe books there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
genuinely, I'm going to take one of them with me and have a look through.
Okay.
Please, yeah.
Yeah, no problem. And he posts pictures from there and other sources of places Felixstowe from way back.
Yeah.
One of them's the Little Ships.
Was that on there about 3 months ago?
Yeah,
standing just above it, looking out, and no, it was the Dooley, and there was no docks.
Right.
It was just fens.
Yeah.
So the Little Ships would have been up near the dock basin.
Yeah, and he posted a picture in there, and I think somebody said picked the year it was because he'd worked out the number plate on a car. Ford Capri in the late 70s or so. So what's your memories of the
Little Ships, I don't know memories of it because I was born in 72. But so the Little Ships was actually a pub on the dock.
It was a pub stroke hotel. So you could go there, get drunk, and then
go back to work.
Instead of going back to work, get a room.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a no drugs, no drink policy now on the Port of Felixstowe.
Yeah.
To actually think that there used to be a pub on the port.
Yeah.
But people used to get smashed, didn't they?
They did. We're talking years ago. We're talking when my father was working there, which I think he left in 91. So he left 31 years ago.
Yeah.
But him and his work friends, they'd use the Labour Club.
Yep.
And some dinner times, the Labour Club would be busier midweek on a lunchtime than it was on a Saturday night.
But how did they all get there and back? They must have drove.
Just take it in turns of driving, fought a car, job done.
But I bet there's a bit more drink driving then as well, weren't there?
I think in them days it was rife, and they timed it for a shift change over at the police, or one of them would pop to the Mariners to see if all the police were in the Mariners, and if the police were in the Mariners, we can leave the Labour Club now and go back to work because the old bill at the Mariners having their little turn. It's different worlds, mate. It's 30 years, but the culture was so different, and other pubs that surround them. You mentioned the Dooley, the Dolphin, and I'm sure they were just as full.
There was they knocked down a warehouse, and it had a low wall, brick wall, up to about waist height, 2 skins, so there's a gap in the middle.
Yeah.
And apparently, when they took the wall down, it was full of broken glass from where the boys would drink whatever it was, and then smash them and hide them down the cavity of the wall.
Yeah, it was. All sorts would come home from the Port of Felixstowe. With my old man, there'd be. I'd say, where's my VHSs? Is VHSs a plural of VHS?
I don't know.
Yeah, it is anyway. VHSs. Oh, I've took them and swapped them for some beer with the Sri Lankans.
Oh, right. I've heard this about...
I've got Prisoner Subrogation to watch, Dad.
Apparently you could take overalls on the ships and come off with fags.
Yeah, there'd be all sorts. The
gloves as well.
The guys would take it in turns to go to the stores and get new overalls and gloves and boots, and just swap them for fags and beer.
Yeah,
off the crewmen.
That's mad, isn't it?
It was like a currency.
Yeah. And I remember, so Patty, we spoke about him before. In the Falcon. He said that when he was a tug driver, he used to take his Alsatian to work, go and park over the end of Langard, and go for a walk on Langard Common because there wasn't even a fence. And I know a docker who stood there and told me, Because they used to get away early, didn't they? They used to take it in turns.
Well, some of them didn't even used to go in and still get paid.
I know, yeah. They used to call it getting on a flyer or something,
Yeah.
didn't they? And he said to me, we got well paid. We didn't work very hard, but we're what made that Port of Felixstowe. And I turned around and I think you'll find us a standardised container. And he went, that's us working hard. I was like,
it's
shipping container.
It is easy to look back and go, wow, but the whole world was different then, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, some people say, oh God, health and safety, but health and safety's save lives, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, so, you know, the things like drinking when you're working, I'm surprised there wasn't more deaths.
Oh, there probably was deaths. It just wasn't attributed to drink because someone had got in trouble for it.
Yeah.
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 Back in the days when trucks had CB radios.
Yeah, you was a big CB man, weren't you?
I was a kid. We had CB in the bedroom. Speaking to Anita Jennings in Melford Way.
Yeah.
But she had to turn the squelch back to hear me. My station was a bit 10-1 Versi.
Was it?
Yeah, a bit 10-1.
Bit 10-1. What does that mean now?
Not very good.
Yeah, 10-4. I know that one.
Good buddy.
Good buddy. 10-4. Well done.
And when you were in a lorry, they didn't have sat nav, okay? So you'd head off to King's Lynn. As you come up to King's Lynn, you just key up your radio and say, "What was it? Just one line for directions in King's Lynn, please." Yeah. And a local would come up and go, "What are you looking for?" You tell them, and they go, "Yeah. Take left, and you get there, turn right." And some of them would even come round your way and take you in.
So now you'd have to stop in a lay-by, go on an app and say, how do I get there?
Well, you'd have your sat-nav, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, all
but
that.
You didn't need it, because if you had a CB, you could ask when you get there.
Yeah. There was, I lived on Grange Farm Estate, and I lived in Beaconfield. I come around the corner into the first one. I forget what it's called now, but there was a guy that lived there. He had a flash car. I think he had an Audi Quattro before.
Oh.
Yeah, before
he had some money.
Before Gene Hunt made it popular. Yeah. And he was Drifter.
Oh, the CB handle.
His handle was Drifter.
Yeah.
Because I never had a CB.
Right.
But I had a handle.
What was your handle?
Adidas Kid.
Adidas Kid?
Yeah.
Mine was Motormouth.
How did you work that one out?
Mine was called Yellowhammer.
Yeah, I was Adidas Kid, and I think somebody at school brought CB in, so I think I said 2 words on the CB, but I still had a handle. Yeah.
My Uncle Martin used to drive up the A45.
Yeah.
And you'd see the police up on the lay-by, or up on the slip road, and he'd just key up and go, "Eyeball the smoke, you're sitting on it. I'll thank the Yellowhammer." And the police had the CBs in the cars to talk to them.
Are they still used?
Nah.
No,
there's no point now. They all use apps to talk it to each other.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like Zello, which is just a network radio through your phone, so there's no distance troubles.
I don't understand this. Sitting there in front of a microphone talking to somebody. What's all that about, mate?
Who'd do that for fun?
I don't think they'll catch on.
No.
The CB. There was a CB thing at school. I'm sure. I'm going to mention him again. I'm sure Jeremy Ward was part of it, and I'll ask him when he listens to this, and he'll tell me.
How does he get a mention every week?
Because now I'm going to...
You love him.
Slag him off. Not slag him off, but call him a geek. Because we're talking about geeky stuff, and Jeremy was one of the geeky kids.
I've actually gone on to do...
And he'll agree with me.
Will he? Yeah. I've actually gone on to do my amateur radio licence.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be the most brilliant thing in the world, but don't really use it much.
Yeah.
A lot of the people on there are quite set in their ways, and they don't mess about. You can't mess about on amateur radio.
No, see, with this you can. Like, the other night, go back with Sam. Sam came around. We had a chat for 30 minutes. It was recorded. Because I don't do editing because I'm lazy. It was online. Bang. All done within an hour.
Yeah.
And a podcast was available from him walking into my house, sitting down, talking, and it's on air for somebody in Australia to listen to. That is crazy.
Just for those that are listening, I literally knock on the door. You say, "Come up." I walk in, sit down. You pull the mic out and go, "All right." Go, "Yeah, not bad, you." And we start, don't we?
Yeah.
And then when we finish, I literally go, "Right, see you later."
Yeah, off you go.
Feels like I've abandoned you.
Yeah, there's no formalities. It's just, right, I'm off now. See ya. And it's so simple. As long as you've got a tiny little bit of tech savvy, you can get away with it. You can do it.
I'm doing. I learnt some more code at Christmas. Python. Programming language.
Yeah.
Set myself a little. What do you? It's exciting, Jamie.
No, I didn't mean that way. I'm sorry. when I went, I was actually cleaning my ear out, and it made my mouth draw. So it sounded worse than it was. I didn't mean to.
Yes, I've been learning a bit of Python programming.
Have you?
Yeah. But there's a realisation. While you can learn code and program, there's so much no-code development now, which is where you just drag and drop things to make it happen.
Well, there was that when we first started the front page. It was what you see is what you get, drag and drop.
Oh, it's wild now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at work, if someone populates a certain spreadsheet with a certain result, it can then text the boss that job's done. And you'd have to program that like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
But now it's all just drag and drop, putting stuff in place.
It's loaded onto an interface, and the interface does the coding for you.
Yeah, you just drop in thingies.
Yeah, there's so much. And I don't like to bring too much of the technology into my day-to-day working life.
You do a lot though, don't you?
Yeah, but if I brought too much in...
Be redundant.
Well, I probably wouldn't, but I also like the egotistical, as I've mentioned, fixing things for people. Jamie's brilliant, you know. It's great, I love it.
I've done some work with spreadsheets and saved the bosses like hours a week.
Yeah.
It does feel good.
See, now, my firm uses spreadsheets all the time. Spreadsheets is the go-to, but I like Access databases.
I've not done that.
I turn it all into Access databases. Yeah, and it's click of a button, reports and things like that.
Yeah. It's showing off now.
I know. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I get a little bit excited when I produce a new Access database, and it's So
I've had a bit of feedback as well about the podcast, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
They said that we just sound like two drunk blokes in a pub, or two blokes in a pub. Or...
Yeah, just two
Is that
blokes
what's happening here?
Chatting rubbish. Well, not rubbish, chatting good stuff, but just sitting there chatting, and it is.
Do you know who the funniest person, the best person to sit next to in the Falcon again was Large for that?
Yeah.
The stuff that and another one was John Barber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The boatman.
Yeah, the boatman down the ferry,
Yeah.
To sit with either of them two, you could sit there and just like lose 2 hours listening to them, but also messing about, and then like the kind of the humour they've got, and then of course if you're in the Falcon, they'll drop across the old India, won't they?
Yeah.
Do you remember Sandy? Sandy in the Falcon?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
She they used to bring Chinese over. She'd get the plates out. As long as you washed up afterwards, she never minded.
Sandy and Alan, wasn't it?
That's right.
Yeah, had the feathers as well at some time.
Yeah, and they've gone to Spain now, haven't they?
Yes. Are they still with us?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic, yeah.
Do you mean alive? Or?
Yeah.
Well, she's not that old.
I just base it on the fact that I'm old now, so if I knew anyone who was older than me, they're...
Do you know what? You know, we talk about how the world has changed.
Yeah.
Years ago, probably 25-ish years ago, we were in there used to be a lock-in, didn't there? For those listeners that don't know, you couldn't drink after 11 o'clock in the UK, and they used to call time. They did, didn't they?
Yeah, and if you knew the landlord and landlady, they'd sometimes close the door and close the curtains and let you stay behind.
Right, so we're in there. It's about 12:30. The curtains are drawn, but Sandy was very hot on. There's a little clink in the. She went, "The police are here. Prockie, Bloomers, you'll help me clear up. You two, you're here to measure that. You two, just go in the kitchen." We all put our drinks, like, pulled them, put them under the bar, put them behind the, out of the way, because the cop who walked in knew the deal, didn't he? But someone had rung up, so he got to come round.
You'd like to think they'd know. He
came in the side door, opened up and went, "Morning, what's going on in here then?" Oh, and we all got ready with our little speeches. I was going to say, "Well, I'm just here helping clear up," and then Kev, Chompy they call him, works on the dock. Kev Rolfe.
Yeah.
Kev Rolfe, he forgot he was in the toilet. He came walking out of the toilet and he didn't see the copper.
Little lad with glasses.
Yeah. Looks a bit like you. He came out of the toilet, didn't spot the copper, and went, "Oi, who's nicked my pint off the bar?" The copper just went, "See you later." Well done. Cheers, Kev.
Yeah, I knew Kev's dad, Jerry, used to play snooker in the Labour Club.
Right.
Yeah.
We did his kitchen.
You did his kitchen?
Yeah, we did his kitchen.
Yeah, I like Jerry. Lovely bloke he was.
Yeah, he was, definitely.
Yeah.
He drinks his bath water.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Yeah.
Oh, good. Well.
So you mentioned Indian, across the road. Across the road from the Feathers.
So a lot of people say that is the best Indian.
Bombay Night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went there with one of my mates, a couple of lads, Jack and James. Went there just before Christmas and been there for a while. And
still got the quality?
Shammy. Yeah, Shammy comes over and looks after us.
Shammy, that's his name?
Yeah, he looks after us. Hello, Jamie. And
yeah.
Hello, Jack. Hello, James. And he'll look after us. Tell him what we want and he'll sort it.
And I've been in the kitchen there a couple of times for different reasons. Nothing underhand.
No.
And they're actually, some of it's pre-prepared, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they're actually in there smacking out the food, aren't they?
Yeah.
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 I had to go and pick up some beer. So Terry Dix.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got that lovely garden, hasn't he?
Mm.
He said to me, we need some more beer. I went, okay. So I put a tea towel on my shoulder. And he kind of looked at me a bit weird. And off I went. He went, do you want anybody to come with you? Because it's an 88 pint, is it? 88 pint barrel?
Yes, yeah.
Right, so it's an 88 pint barrel. And I walked in there and I went, hello, Shammy. Terry sent me for some beer. And he kind of looked about. He went, what, a barrel? I went, yes, please. I walked out the back and he went, have you got a car? I went, no, just stick on my shoulder. And that's when he realised what the tea towel was for.
Yeah.
I felt a right hero. Walking out Golfer Road with 88 pints on my shoulder. Is that why you walk
one-sided sometimes? Well, just for a bit of equilibrium, we'll mention the other Indians in town.
I wouldn't know what they're called. Blue Naan?
Blue Naan.
Yeah.
That's just across the road from me. Another fantastic place to go and sit down meal, yep. And then we've got the two takeaways. Obviously do takeaways from these, Maharaj and Nice and Spicy.
Are you telling me there's only 2 Indian restaurants in Felixstowe?
There's 4, but there's 2 sit-down places.
Yeah, as in restaurant to sit down?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Blue Naan and the aforementioned Bombay Night. Unless you can... Nice and Spicy is on the seafront, isn't it?
Okay.
Just by the kebab place.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any tables in there.
There's 34,000 people in Felixstowe and there's only 2 Indian restaurants.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they're both very good. Little story about Maharaj. Many years ago, a few years ago, the wife and I had a takeaway on a Saturday.
Yep.
Hour, wait, hadn't turned up. Then rang it, it's on the way. 2 hours later, it turned up. No problem with that. Eat it. And a lot of food was cold. The Bombay potatoes were nice and hot. So they're obviously cooking the potatoes up and everything else is left on the side. So a few months later, we have another one. I ring up and tell them, I said, last time I ordered from you, the food was cold.
Yep.
Can you make sure it's hot this time?
Yep.
Okay, we'll make sure it's hot. Okay, the wife has a korma. Steam coming out of her ears.
Oh, the hot spicy.
Yes. So poor old Katie was eating her korma.
Yeah.
And so she says, try this. So I try it and I'm like, wow. And then mine, whew. Old matey had taken it literally and added a load more spice into it.
Right.
So instead of hot come out the oven,
we get it,
hot out your ears.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's yeah. But I've never had a bad, apart from cold, blah, blah, apart from that, all of them I'd use all the time if I ate Indian every day of the week.
We've got a problem with heat at home.
Yeah?
I can't explain to Mandy the purpose, use, control and dynamics of the thermostat.
Right.
Mandy tends to take it as a non-off switch. It's not going well.
I don't think Mandy's alone. And I'm not going to split the audience here and say I think most of it.
Don't say it. Or I'm going to stop you before you say it.
You are.
I'm going to go into, and then you got thermostatic radiators.
Right.
It's getting confusing because I swear I've set it up all right.
Now, I will say, the wife said to me, "Can you bleed this radiator?" I said, "I have absolutely no idea how to do that."
It's not hard, is it?
I wouldn't know.
It's
Put me in front of a computer, I can do all that.
Yeah.
If you ask me,
you can't bleed a radiator. That is pretty poor.
I've never tried, but I know that I'm a bit of a Jonah, as my mum would call me. You know, Jonah the whale that always disaster always follows me. My dear old mother used to call me Jonah and says I'm a disaster.
That's not helpful though.
I know if I turn a knob, Greg's below me will be flooded.
Would it?
And all them people wouldn't have a sausage roll.
Do you get any smells come up from Greg's?
Only in the bathroom,
okay.
which is quite handy because it's stronger than other smells in the bathroom, so it's nice. So I think my poo smells like sausage rolls.
Do you know what? I had a mate. Still got a mate called Gary Mulligan.
Oh, I know Mulligan. Yeah, I've not seen him for years.
He's a hero. Yeah. Right. So,
used to be a ladies' man, didn't he, years ago?
I don't know about that. He has got something to... Yeah, anyway. So, we always said to him, he's clumsy. Because he was a bit clumsy, okay? We said he was clumsy, and that was the end of it, okay? But he moved to Nottingham, and no one up there said he was clumsy, and he said, I'm not clumsy anymore, it's your fault. And he's right. Is it perpetuated or something? Or, you know, we kept saying...
So, because you said he was clumsy, he became clumsy.
Yeah, we kind of self-fulfilling prophecy or whatever it is. But
manipulation, I call that.
Do you know, there's so many Mulligan stories I could tell you, but I can't tell you them on the podcast.
That's fair enough. Well, is he still in Nottingham?
I think, he's something that way, yeah.
Well, contact him, see if he'll come on the podcast.
Okay. His voice is a bit deep.
Balance, Matt, balance.
He ended up doing something with Google Street View at live events, driving around on a little quad bike or setting it up.
Don't talk about Google Street View. I've got a very embarrassing story about Google Street View.
You're not on it, are you?
I'm not, but something because of me is. Many, many, many years ago when Google Street first started, and I don't even know why I'm about to tell this story because I'm going to get so much abuse for it.
Okay.
I had an accident in bed.
Right.
I didn't make it to the toilet and I wet myself.
Indoors?
Indoors.
The house was in... The bed was indoors?
Yes.
Okay.
The bed is in the bedroom.
Okay, good.
So I've had a little bit of an accident.
Right. I've never done that.
I did. So the mattress is by the window airing. Google Maps come past, takes a picture of my house. There's me mattress in the window. What's your mattress in the window for, Jamie? Oh, so yeah, that's Google Maps.
Your wee mattress is on Google Street View.
Yeah.
I know Frankie...
I don't know if it is anymore. They might have upgraded it since because it was one when it first. And
I think you can go back.
I'm like,
because Frankie, the carpet fitter, Frankie bar hummed away to go there, Barony Man on those Ralphie boy. He, in his red vans, hanging out the window as Street View comes
fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. So
should we have a little break?
I think we will after that sort of bombshell, mate.
That was a bit of a rant.
Yeah. Right, pal. Hope you enjoyed your non-existent cup of tea.
That was non-existent.
As I mentioned to Sam the other night, I'm a bit rubbish host, and I don't even offer you a drink when you come in.
I don't drink enough.
But you're the sort of person, if you wanted one, you just ask, wouldn't you?
I'll just go and get it out of the fridge.
Yeah, then you're more than welcome. Saves me a job. Anyway, so we're in the final little section of this, mate. So, what you got to say?
2 weeks time we'll go around again. I think we ended up being 3 weeks gap.
Yes, it was because of Christmas, but
that's okay.
That's all right. Yeah. The upsetting thing was nobody was actually banging on the door demanding another episode.
No, they don't, do they? No. Yeah. Well, I do wish you well with your other ones. So you've got the Dare to Talk.
Dare to Talk. Yeah.
Dare to Talk. And there's another one you're doing.
Yes, another two.
Two?
Yeah.
You're a bit of a serial podcaster.
I am, yeah. I'm all or nothing. I'm extremist.
Yeah, go for it.
So two of them, one of them is called the Comedy Room.
Yep.
It's a gentleman I met on Twitter.
Yep.
Basically, a year or so ago, I bought his book.
Yeah.
And then followed him because I bought his book, and then we got chatting, and he asked me if I'd co-host a podcast with him. And it's all about comedy, sitcoms. We choose a year. So, like, we might choose 1986 and talk about comedy of 1986 and a comedy hero like Rowan Atkinson or Victoria Wood and discuss them. So we do that once a month. So it's
okay. And then what's the other one then?
The other one is it's a comics. So things like Tiger, Royal Rovers, Eagle, Battle, 2000 AD.
You know all that, are you?
Yeah.
You're a bit of a collector, aren't you? You
I
collect
am,
series of stuff.
I do. I am.
You're not a hoarder, right? Well, no, your house is quite
no,
tiny.
because
is there any secret rooms I haven't seen yet?
All only upstairs.
Hello. There's an exercise bike appeared.
Yeah, that's been there since we started these podcasts, mate.
I wouldn't have noticed it. I wouldn't have noticed that.
What I've done, I've moved it from one side of the room to the other.
Oh, okay.
That's it, and that was the exercise I've done that day.
Yeah, well done.
Let me comics, mate.
I'm not normally drawn to things like that.
If you look, you've got all these. There's over 10,000 issues now.
Of what? Of the magazines?
Of comics and magazines.
Hang on. Why are they on your computer, not on paper?
Because paper. Say I wanted all of Royal Rovers, 630 odd issues.
Right.
It would cost a fortune.
Okay. But do you actually read them on the screen then?
Yeah, I can link it up to my iPad and I'll read a comic on my iPad. So what I tend to do, my little section, it's a podcast that's been running over a year now, and they invited me on.
And you just took over?
I haven't taken over yet. No, I'm I'm in the background on this one. I'm letting them lead, and I just talk. And I have I've got my own section called Verso's Corner.
There you go.
It's fantastic. So what I do, I might open up a Royal Rovers from here. I'm just opening up now. You people at home can't see, but there we go.
It's actually really, really boring.
And there you go. Look, and there's Roy Race with Jeff Boycott on there from 18th of August 1984.
He's gone off on a little bit of a tangent now.
So you did ask, mate.
I did, yeah.
So I'll do that as well.
So what about the radio show?
The radio show, I'm still waiting for Rob to get back to me. I'm hoping he hasn't forgotten about me, but how can you forget about me?
There's a new radio station called Gen X.
Yes.
Which was a guy, I can't remember his name, who was at BBC Radio Suffolk, and he's gone and started his own one.
Yeah.
So that's coming out soon around our area.
Yeah, at the moment, until I'm told no by Felixstowe Radio, my priorities are with Felixstowe Radio.
Oh, okay.
So
you won't be going to the BBC just
yet? No, because I'm a man of my word.
Yes.
I said to Rob, I'll go and do a show on the radio. I'm waiting for him to come back to me. If he comes back to me and says, sorry, you're not the right fit, then I'll look elsewhere. But I won't be looking elsewhere until he comes back and says, we don't want you, pal.
You're very confident that someone's going to ask.
Oh, I know they are. I haven't got any shadow of a doubt. People say, "Oh, you're a bit narcissistic." I'm not. I'm a firm believer in what I believe, and I believe that I will be doing a
positive affirmations.
But I'm also, like I said to you, I'm rubbish at DIY, so I can't be narcissistic because you'd be great at everything.
Would you?
Yeah,
or would you be great, or think?
Or you think you were great at everything, and you couldn't see anything wrong with you.
Okay.
But I know my flaws, and I know my limits, and I stick to the things I'm good at.
Right. See, I wish I knew more about psychology and sociology. I've done a few business courses on sales and negotiation stuff, but my wife's got a degree in psychology and sociology. So, I'll come home from this is not a joke.
Did you lie down on the sofa?
No. I'll come home from work or something, or I'll just 7 o'clock. I'll go. Oh, do you know what? I'll go to the pub. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sod it. Have we got any cash anywhere? She'll go. What do you want to go to the pub for? I go, no, not now. She'll go, no, I'm not just saying. So you haven't wanted to go to the pub for a long while. What's occurred today or made you think that you'd like to go just to the pub? I just want to go and have a beer.
So you're thinking that it's not natural, it's just your wife's training coming into effect every time that...
Is that just what wives do?
Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't realised.
Yeah.
I thought it was her being clever.
Yeah. Then
I think that's the other way around though. Do we really need some more storage tubs?
Well, it'd be like, Katie, we're about to watch this programme. It's Series 2. I don't know what happened to Series 1. Yes, you do. We watched it. No, I've got no idea. Okay. Then, 4 years ago, you said this. Now, I don't understand that.
No, it's hard work.
Doesn't know what John Sim done in the last episode of Doctor Who.
Right.
But 6 years ago, I may have misplaced a tea towel wrongly.
Yeah.
And
it gets called up.
Yeah.
My other one is, there's I don't know, it could be even just a cheap meal from Aldi, like a particular dish they do in Indian. Yeah. And you go, should we have an Indian? Do you have a cheap Indian Friday night from Aldi?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on then. And what's this? Well, I thought we'd try this. Oh, we don't need to. That's why we do this, because I like that one. Well, no, I thought you might like this.
I'm similar sort of thing. When we go to restaurants, we'll both sit and read the menu.
Yeah.
10 minutes, gives 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
And then we'll order what we normally order.
Right.
9 times out of 10. Occasionally I'll try something different, but that's why I like going to the well buffets. Because you can go to a well buffet, you can try squid.
Have you seen the queue outside them? There's one in Ipswich, it's always got a queue.
Yeah, there's I just poked myself in the eye. See, I'm a liability,
You've got
mate.
glasses on.
I know. I did itchy eye because I am I'm a liability. I actually harm myself when I don't want to. Yeah. Well buffet. There's one in Liverpool we go to when we go up there.
Yeah.
And when you go in, they give you a map. It's so big.
Okay.
And there's sections. Here's Italy. Here's Japan. Here's Mexico. Yeah. It's fantastic. And them sort of places I like because you can try a little bit of something. We tried. We went to Cosmo in Norwich and tried. what's that raw fish they all like?
Sushi.
Absolutely awful. Why? I'm just thinking, why do it? It's awful. And we try it. Oh, don't like that.
Yeah.
You know, if I'd gone to a sushi restaurant, I'd have bought a meal.
Yeah, and you didn't like it.
That'd have been in the bin. I got chips on the
So, that's Suffolk.
Yeah.
Whenever I go to pretty much most restaurants I go to, I'm not interested in the menu. So whoever comes to serve or talk to you, you say, what would you have? I go, well, I like the sirloin steak. I go, what else? My mates in here, they always have that. I go, go on, I'll go for that.
Yeah.
And I always go with the recommendation.
Well, I don't go for the recommendations because 9 times out of 10 they're only recommending what they've got a lot of stock and got to get rid of.
Yeah, no, this seems to be a bit more kind of like the person that's
or
served,
am I
not
too
the
cynical?
owner. Because a good barman, if you say to a good barman, I don't know what to have, they should sell you the one that's got the most revenue profit on it, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
But there's not.
And see, that's the way I look at restaurants. You ask for a recommendation. Oh, we're not selling fish today. Recommend that. You know. And I think,
Come on.
Right, mate. I think we've gone on a bit too long today.
Right, I've got to get home.
And so cheers all. Thanks for listening again, and we'll be back in a couple of weeks' time.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah. Oh no, because it's gone. It's
gone.
It's the 6th now. We don't say it anymore.
Give up.
Yeah.
All right. No.
Cheers all.